Hyman.
And I'm Noelani Sajous.
And
you're watching 5 Questions.
Today, we got the chance to sit down with Jennifer Hyman, creator of Rent The Runway, and ask her 5 questions.
And this is what she had to say. Question 1. What inspired you to create Rent The Runway?
I was inspired by a personal experience I had with my sister, where she had just bought a dress to wear to a wedding, and it put her into credit card debt. And I was with her at the time at her apartment, staring at her closet that was filled with many, many dresses she had only worn once. And as her more responsible older sister, I was kind of yelling at her, and I was like, Becky, why don't you wear one of these other dresses again? Her response was, all of these dresses are dead to me. I've been photographed in them. The photographs are up on Facebook. I need to wear something new. And at that moment, I realized that we were actually having a conversation not about owning an article of clothing, but the experience of self-confidence that Becky would feel when she walked into a party wearing something that made her feel beautiful.
Question 2. How did your education help you develop your idea?
I think that my education helped me develop the self-confidence to go after starting a company and becoming an entrepreneur. I don't think there's anything that you can learn in school to prepare you necessarily for entrepreneurship, but what you can learn in school is actually how to fail. And entrepreneurship is all about how to pick yourself up quickly after a failure and try something new and iterate. And I think that environments that have a lot of different options and that encourage people to try different kinds of clubs, different kinds of subjects, and not always do well in all of those activities and subjects really made me fearless. I remember going to Harvard freshman year and just being rejected from so many things. So many clubs that I applied to rejected me. So many a cappella groups rejected me. At a certain point, it almost became funny. And so I was like, whatever, I'll just apply for the next thing. I'll apply for the next thing. And that's the sort of attitude you have to have when you're going after a dream. It's like the tenacity to know that it's going to take 100 tries, 100 different iterations to figure out what's going to work to make you successful.
Question 3. What has surprised you most about your success?
I don't yet view myself as being successful. I think that it's a journey, and that so much about success is finding personal happiness every single day in what you're doing, surrounding yourself with the right team and the right people. And I think that what I've learned over the years since founding Rent The Runway is how to appreciate every day all of the ups and downs that happen. It's not that there always has to be an end goal. Like, I know this is very cheesy, but you do have to enjoy the ride and not just think about the destination. So I think that as opposed to focusing on success, I focus on how am I making an impact every single day on improving the lives of millions of women across the country who are able to feel empowered and beautiful because of Rent The Runway? And how do I also make an impact on the 1,000 people who work for me and make sure that they're being provided with transformative career experiences by working at Rent The Runway?
Question 4. What is advice you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
I think that go after something that you are truly passionate about. People are great at things in their life when they love them. You can't force yourself to be great in a profession that you don't fundamentally love. Because when you love something, a job transforms from being a job into being a life calling. I treat Rent The Runway as if it's my first child because I love it so much and I believe so much in the mission that we have to democratize fashion. So I think what's most important for people is not actually to focus on what field do you want to work in or what profession do you want to be in. It's like, what are you passionate about? What do you want to change in the world? And I think that if you have that deep-seated passion, your entrepreneurial venture is actually going to be a success because nothing is going to get in your way.
Question 5. What is the greatest difficulty you have had to overcome?
I definitely have had a lot of difficulties. The first difficulty is that I started a business that's a fashion technology logistics company without having any experience in fashion technology or logistics. So I had to learn really quickly and dig in, roll up my sleeves, and figure out everything that I could about these three very diverse industries. And actually not understanding much about the industries gave me the ability to change them and transform them because I came with fresh ideas. I didn't have a traditional way of looking at things. I think that the hardest thing about building a business is learning how to be a leader and learning how to be a leader as your business scales. And you have to figure out, how do you take those key values, your core values, the things that make you a family, the things that bring passion to and positivity to work every single day, and how do you make sure that every single person in that organization feels it? So the great thing about this is that leadership can actually be learned everywhere in your life. You can be a leader amongst a group of friends. You can be a leader on a sports team. You can be a leader in a school production, and learning how to influence other people towards a common goal. And I think that honestly, that is the most important skill that you can have that'll suit you in your career, is like truly learning how to influence and lead and inspire people to do things beyond what they dreamed they're capable of.
We'd like to thank Jennifer Hyman for sitting down and doing 5 questions with us today.
Be sure to check out her website, Rent The Runway, and follow them on Twitter.
Thanks for watching 5 Questions!